Hey there guys, I thought I would pop on and give you a update on my health. So 5 months ago on my channel, I did a health update then. And basically, I'll link that above and below. That was just explaining what I was going through with being diagnosed with gallstones and how it was affecting me on the trail and when I went on backpacking trips and that sort of thing. So that was 5 months ago. So I had just come back from my Cumberland Island backpacking trip. I think I got back on a Tuesday, and on Thursday night I started having uncontrollable throwing up and diarrhea, and my first thought is that I had food poisoning. And it just continuously got worse and worse, and then all of a sudden I started having a gallbladder attack. But I knew that this time something was different. It wasn't the same symptoms that I'd had in the past. My back was hurting. I had one spot back there that was hurting really bad, and the gallbladder attack just didn't go away. I was getting super weak from getting dehydrated and throwing up so much, and finally I just said I can't take it anymore. We went to the ER. Jaybird took me, and basically they gave me pain medicine and anti-nausea medication and sent me home. Well, come to find out, they sent my prescription for the pain medication to the wrong pharmacy across town, and they couldn't transfer it to my pharmacy because it was a controlled substance for the painkiller. So what ended up happening is the next day, I had gone to the ER in the middle of the night. So the next day, I just couldn't take the pain anymore. It just had not really gone away. So I had to go back to the ER, and I got in pretty quickly, but I had to wait in the hallway just in excruciating pain. I was doubled over in pain. I was crying. I was making sounds because the pain was just so intense, and I was scared. I wasn't sure if my gallbladder was about to burst. I really didn't know if maybe I thought I had an infection. I wasn't sure. I just knew this time was different. Anyway, they got me into a room. They gave me some morphine right away. Within 2 seconds of the morphine, I threw up. I didn't have anything to throw up because I had thrown it all up at home, but evidently it was bile that I was throwing up, which was kind of gross. I've never had that happen before. It was like foamy and frothy. It was pretty gross, but that immediately took the pain down from a 10, probably down to like a 6 or so. Shortly after that, someone came in, gave me an ultrasound, and sure enough, I have gallstones. Well, I already knew that, right? But they said the reason they thought I was having pain was because my gallstones were down in the neck of my gallbladder and that things couldn't get through. One of the other doctors said he thought that I could have possibly had a blockage, and maybe that's what was causing the intense pain. So they admitted me to the hospital. They said I wasn't going home. So anyway, I couldn't eat. So that was Thursday. Thursday I went to the ER the first time. Friday I went the second time. Got admitted. They wouldn't let me have anything to eat, nor did I want anything to eat because I just felt so awful and was in so much pain. And Saturday they didn't let me eat, still contemplating on how they wanted to go about this. So finally one of my doctors came in and said, look, we know you need your gallbladder out, let's just get it out, and while I'm in there I'll do a dye test and I'll check to see if you have any blockages. So Sunday I had my first surgery. I was in so much pain. If on a scale of 1 to 10, it was at an 11. And it was just so excruciating. I just couldn't think and function about anything in the meantime. And my daughter had strep throat, and I couldn't even think about trying to get her antibiotics and get her to the doctor. Thank goodness Jaybird was on it, and he took care of her. So on the way to having the surgery, I was just in excruciating pain right before I was supposed to go to surgery. So they gave me, I think it was fentanyl. I had some major painkillers while I was in the hospital. Everything from Dilaudid to Oxy to fentanyl to Demerol, you name it. I was on the spectrum because they were trying to do anything they could to try to make me more comfortable. So anyway, ended up having my gallbladder removal surgery. It was only supposed to take an hour, but it ended up taking 3 hours because they were exploring where I could possibly have blockages. And sure enough, after the surgery, I was told I had four, not one, but 4 blockages in my common bile duct. And that was why my body was violently taking anything I had in my stomach and making me throw up and have diarrhea, because it couldn't process anything else anymore because of those blockages. I had an infection in my gallbladder when my doctor removed that, and they were also, from my blood test and everything they saw, I had an infection behind those 4 blockages. So that was surgery on Sunday. Monday, I had a second surgery, and that was called an ERCP. And basically, it was another intubation, and they basically go down your throat with a balloon, and they're doing, like, I don't know, it's very complicated, but like a dye test. They're going in, finding the blockages and getting the blockages out of there. So they ended up putting a stent in to help keep the bile flowing. And they were a little bit concerned because your gallbladder's under your liver, which is right here. So your liver's here, your gallbladder's here. Then you have that common bile duct, and then it goes to your intestines and it goes to your pancreas. So they don't remove that because you need that for your bile to digest your food in your intestines. So they went through and did that procedure. Everything worked well with that. Came out of it okay. Super sore throat from being intubated. Evidently, I'm a hard intubation. I don't know exactly what that means. Besides, they had difficulty intubating me, and I was in a lot of pain between having both of those procedures. So stayed in the hospital. I was able to come home. They thought that I could come home on Tuesday, but when I got up that morning, I was just still in like pain, like up to 10 or an 11. What had happened in the middle of the night, I was on Dilaudid, and I was having hallucinations, and I was seeing people's faces, kids' faces in the tiles of the floor. Every time I would close my eyes to try to sleep, I would see birds and bird eyes. I even saw something crazy, like it was in the mountains, and down in the valley it was all snow, and there were women all painted in white with their hair white, and their hair was flowing through the valleys. I mean, it was crazy. So I asked the nurse to please get me off of that Dilaudid. I did not want to keep seeing this crazy stuff. So the doctor, they couldn't find my doctor. They were asking the hospitalist and another doctor what to put me on. They put me on oxycodone. Well, evidently I woke up and I was having an allergic reaction to oxy. Both arms were just red. I was red and itchy under my neck and the back of my head, and my throat was hurting, and I couldn't tell if that was a result from being intubated or if it was just a result from the medication. So they took me off oxy. Whoever was on staff put me on Demerol, and my doctor came in the next morning and said, "Why did you put her on Demerol?" Anyway, I can't even remember what the other thing is that they put me on, because I was on so many different medications. Anyway, so I was able to go home on Wednesday. I started feeling better. Came home. The whole time I was in the hospital, I wasn't allowed to eat. So after all of that throwing up, for 5 days, I had no food, and I basically didn't drink anything either, because they didn't know at any point when I was going to have my surgery. And so they would only allow me to have ice chips. And I wasn't hungry at all because of the pain. I was thirsty though. So to not be able to drink anything was pretty tough. I lost 10 pounds in 6 days. And boy, did that do a number on me. I mean, I have lost so much muscle mass it is just extraordinary how much it just a short time frame. And I think my body just took a tailspin from that. I've lost so much in my upper legs. Like, I've always identified as a curvy, muscular, strong person. And this whole entire experience has really just made me feel so vulnerable and weak. And I just have a hard time identifying with that. And I also have a hard time personally allowing people to help me, and to have to depend on nurses to take care of you and to help me out of the bed and to the bathroom. Like, that is just a humbling experience. And even after I got home, I was on pain meds for 2 days, got off those pretty quickly. I did not want to be on that pain medication anymore. But as I got home, the doctor said no hiking for a month. A month. Yeah. So today, it's been 2 weeks, and every day I am getting stronger and feeling better. The first day I went out walking, which was probably day 3 of being at home, I could only walk for like 0.3, and I was taking baby steps, and I was out of breath, I guess from my diaphragm and being on the being intubated. It messes with your lungs and your diaphragm, so I was so sore and I couldn't take a deep breath. So now I can finally take a deep breath without any pain. I still have my stitches. I have an incision here and here. It was a laparoscopic procedure, and I had the drain here. The drain, guys, that is a nasty thing. It drains everything out of you that shouldn't be in there. And when they took that drain out, I told the nurses, I wasn't joking. They thought I was joking. I literally levitated to the ceiling and back down. It hurt so much. I have never been through such a painful experience in all of my life. I've had 2 children, one vaginally, one with a C-section. And this, by far, I would have kids 10 times over than to go through this pain that I have gone through. I waited too long. I knew I had gallstones. They recommended to have my gallbladder out. And I suffered, guys. I suffered. I've probably had 100 gallstone attacks. And I even videoed one on my First Landing State Park video and how it affected me in my tent, in pain, if you guys want to take a look at that. But I'm glad it's gone. It's gone. No more gallbladder attacks. I'm hoping everything is healing. I haven't been to my first doctor's appointment yet to get checked up, but I do have to go back in 6 to 8 weeks from the date of my original surgery to get that stent out. And once that stent is out, that'll be my 3rd surgery, and that is another intubation. But hopefully they'll go in, they won't find any more stones, and I will be good to go. But I've been fighting every day to get back on my feet and to get out there and walk. And yesterday was a huge milestone for me. I walked 5 miles and I felt good. It was really one of the first days that I've actually felt good since this whole thing has taken place. But I did want to come on and say thank you so much to everyone from my Cumberland Island tramily, who I know was worried about me since this happened literally 2 days after I got home. I mean, this could have happened down on the island, and that would not have been a good situation to be in. But they have all been reaching out to check on me. My Instagram followers and my YouTube subscribers have been sending me well wishes and just, checking in on me. And it means so much, you guys, for your support. And this has really been tough. It's been even emotionally, it's been tough for me because I'm not used to being weak. I identify as being a very strong woman, and to be in a moment of weakness, it's tough. It's tough for me, and I've had my days. I cried several times looking down at my legs and just not even recognizing myself in the mirror. after losing that weight. I mean, gosh, women always talk about losing weight, but not like this. This is not how I wanted to do it. Anyway, I have already started eating healthy fats, which I could not do before. I could not hardly eat at all. I mean, I lost those 25 pounds going vegan. I didn't have a choice. Now I'm eating avocado and olive oil and peanut butter, like healthy fats that, it's so nice. A lot of people are asking, will I stay vegan? Will I go back to eating meat? I don't know. I really don't have any plans to go back to eating meat, but I do have plans to eat healthy and to now be able to incorporate nuts and seeds and those type of things when I go out on the trail. I mean, coming up with trail food was just eating in general was pretty difficult, but coming up with trail food, that was tough. But now I have more choices. I've actually had a piece of cake with frosting and icing, and I can't even tell you how extraordinary that felt because I hadn't had that in 6 months. And yeah, so it feels good. I feel comfortable in trying new foods again. I had to learn to be vegan. Now I have to learn how to eat all over again. So, but that's a good thing. It's good to have choices. I feel good that I am healing and getting better, and I am going to come back stronger than ever. I've still got 2 weeks before I can lift any weights, which I cannot wait. After losing this muscle mass, my arms and my legs are just so weak, and I really want to start lifting some weights again to rebuild some muscle. And I'm walking, but I can't wait till I can actually put a pack back on and carry weight again. That is just gonna feel so amazing. But in the meantime, I'm gonna be doing some car camping coming up. I've got to get out. I can't stand being stuck inside. I have to be outside. So I'm gonna do some car camping, just easy tent camping, maybe some cooking on the fire and that sort of thing, just to get me outside and just more nature healing, to heal my body, to get me back to where I was. But anyway, just wanted to come on, like I said, and update you guys and let you know how I'm doing. I am on the mend. I am recovering. I feel really good. I'm not back to where I was, but that's okay. I'm gonna get there, and I'm coming back, guys. I'm coming back stronger than ever. I can't wait to get back on the AT. I miss it so much, and I want to get back out there. And I've got to get down to meet Quicksand on the trail. He is in Virginia right now. He's in Southern Virginia. He's making his way north, and I am definitely going to be going out to meet him, Dan the Wandering Monk, when he comes up to Virginia. He is my Cumberland Island, one of my Cumberland Island Tramily members. When he comes through Virginia, I'm going to be there to meet him with Trail Magic and to bring him anything he needs. But anyway, time. I just got 13 more days. 13 more days. As long as everything is good. I've still got that other surgery, but that's hopefully only going to knock me off my feet for a few days. Anyway, thanks so much, guys, for coming on and checking out this health update. If you have any questions about gallbladder issues or about my recovery, or you just want to send me some well wishes, which I'll take them. I'll take your positive vibes. I will take your happy thoughts. And yeah, anyway, feel good. And I can't wait to get back out there on the trail. All right, guys, until the next video, I'll see you soon.